What's up, everybody? This is none other than Dr. T. Welcome back to Real Talk with Dr. T. We have real conversations with real people about real issues. Man, it's been a little minute since we last did our last episode since last year, but God is good, y'all. I just been in a little transition. I had to go through my own healing, my own deliverance. I had to go through some deeper things God had to take me through. And so I'm back, y'all. We are back. We are back to empower, bring transformation, and just keep it real testimony. You know, nobody's perfect, none of us perfect, but we all striving, right? So I have an individual on here. Met this guy at a business expo last year. And when I tell you, you have me cracking up because the way he danced, the way he moved, he do his thing, I thoroughly enjoyed this man. Stephen R. Smith, how you doing, man?
I'm blessed, brother. How you doing? Glad to be on here.
I'm well. It's a blessing to be connected to you.
Same here.
Is kind of, I guess I wouldn't say ironic, but I guess it is ironic that we met. You know, sometimes we meet people and we don't know really what that relationship would, that connection would develop into. You know?
Yes, you don't never know.
God crosses people's paths. Um, so tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what kind of work you do, and before we get into
Well,
powerful
my name is Stephen Smith. I am from West Palm Beach, Florida, and life has been an adventure and a journey, truly, for me. Being born and raised in West Palm Beach, I've been through a lot of things, but then again, who hasn't been through a lot? But going through the trauma, the drama, the pain, the rain, the whatever was developing me into whatever God was calling me to be. Uh, just a little bit about myself. I did graduate from school in Morris Brown. Shout out to the Brownites. And I had a very, really unique roller coaster ride of a life,
Mhm.
walking through the things I've been through. But you know what? In the midst of it all, God is good, and it's been really a really cool journey at the same time, and very adventurous. Um, I am in fashion. I am in entertainment. I'm an author, an actor. I do hosting and emceeing. I'm in fashion designing, working, putting together shows and events. I do sports, voiceovers, speaking engagements. I do a lot, and through it all, when you really realize that what you've gone through has a greater purpose, God is really a reason that helps you to understand the crazy ride that has an ending that's greater than what you can imagine to see if you just really tap into who He is and the love He has for you. So, I mean, I'm just grateful. Did I love the journey? Not at all. No, but I knew that it was necessary. So now here I am with all these talents and gifts. And I just want to say this, that in the midst of me going through like some of the hardest pressing, I asked a lot of questions because I needed to know, well, where really is my life going? Because I was okay over here. But
Mhm.
then God said, no, I need you over here, but you have to go through here to get here. So it was deep.
So, um, when you posted what you posted like a while back, well, before that, we were just chit chat, and you told me
Yeah.
your story, a little bits of your story, and then I saw your interview with the young lady. It hit like about 80,000 views or something, or over 100,000.
Yeah. It's there. I'm sure it's somewhere up in there probably now.
Yeah, 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 and I heard your testimony was very powerful, and I knew when we talked on the phone I needed to interview you. And then you
Yes.
brought up the podcast, so like I was gonna relaunch it, but I didn't know who first to interview. But but what is your story? You got a book, and your book is called. What is your book called?
The first one,
Okay, first.
it is called The Lifestyle of a Gay Hustler in the Straight World, Volume 1. This is the beginning. And then, of course, I have same title, but The Intentional Evolution. There's a reason behind me having to break them up. And then the third, final book, it's the autobiographies, is called Homosexuality to Holiness. It's God's Turn. Now, my books basically are autobiography memoirs of my life that, let me say this, I did not want to tell anybody about my past. Not that I was ashamed, because I ain't never been scared of nobody,
Mm,
but I just didn't want to share the world what I've been through. And God had me to write these books because He said there's a purpose behind your pain, what you've gone through. And I've allowed you to go through this because I want you to put all of your life in these books and to tell people how good I am, how loving I am, how I'm constantly with you, how I love the people of the LGBTQ community, how I want them back, and I'm really there for them because we know, you may or may not know, a lot of people have shunned people that are gay or homosexuals to the point that they don't even want to go to church. They don't want to talk to a pastor or preacher. I'm just going to live my gay life. Oh, well, whatever happens, happens. So my book is about redemption and the love of Jesus Christ in your life, in spite of how deep you got in your lifestyle. Because I'm sure somebody has a far deeper story than mine.
yeah.
But I was unashamed to write it, to say, okay, I'm going to do this because you want me to do this. You said these books are going to have a great meaning and it's going to be a big purpose. So my books basically is about redemption and love. And He just told me, tell your truth, because I need people to see that I love them unconditionally as well.
That's good. That's good. I love it. So, how did you get to that point? How did you become that gay hustler? Where was that birthing place? Where did it all start?
You want to start with the gay part or the hustle part?
No, let's start with the gay part first. When
Okay.
how did you get there? How did you?
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna stick to your question. I don't want to deviate because you may have something later. How I became a gay hustler? Well, I was in the gay lifestyle because of me being raped and molested. So I got to the point of in middle school that it was what it was. I had a best friend, may he rest in peace, who we partnered up. We were like brothers. We were tight. And when I found somebody like me, and we were fly, and we hung out, and we had money, that was it. I had somebody to run with as a partner. So once we were out there, we were the life of the party. All the girls loved us. The guys wanted to like be around us because of trying to get with the girls and things like that. But at that time, my parents didn't have money like that. I didn't know they didn't have money. I knew when we were in high school, we was poor. Not his family. His family was big dope dealers. They sold heroin, crack, weed, you name it. So they had money flowing in. So he would always give me clothes, but how it came as far as me being a gay hustler is I knew that I wanted to dress fly, I wanted to have money, so I started hustling. I started boosting clothing, going in there, ripping the tags off, the sensors, and then eventually got to other levels of my hustle with the bag, the Ford line bag, the credit cards, the checks, the bank drafts, the what are those things on traveler's checks, all types of things. So my hustle, when I say gay hustler in the straight world, because I really didn't deal with gay people when it came to making money. I had them around me as friends. We may have hustled, we may have went out, but when it came to me selling my products,
Business.
it was only heterosexuals. And I don't know. I knew why, because they were messy. Not to say that straight people are messy, manipulative, will keep you in a bunch of foolishness. And my customers, I wanted them to be real customers that would respect who I am and not look at my preference.
Yeah.
And I always had straight customers. That's where I made a lot of my money because I was in the world of the hustling that I was in. You weren't just a hustler. I was gay and hustling. And they kind of like, yeah, kind of shunned away from that because
Yeah.
I don't want no, especially men, because I was selling Cartiers, I was selling Yves Saint Laurent. I was selling high-end clothing to men, and a lot of them were insecure, like just being around a man. But they saw that I carried myself like a man, so they really looked past it. But in a straight world where it was dominated by heterosexual people,
Yeah.
to the point where a gay person doing this, nah, I can't deal with him. But that was my brunt of my customers. I made a lot of money with them.
So you mentioned that you were raped. Was that the starting point or molested? You mentioned that you were raped or molested. Was that the starting point where you start desiring men?
Yes. Yes, it was around, I believe, 7 or 9 years old. I mean, I'm a kid. I didn't know what sex was. I didn't know that I'm supposed to like girls. None of that. I was just being a kid trying to make it through all the craziness that was going on in my household.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was raped, it was like literally like that spirit was placed upon me. I felt like I was targeted. And that spirit, that demonic spirit, used that family member to take advantage of me and rape me and planted that seed in me. But it was through manipulation, it was through coercion, it was through lying, it was through smooth words going in my ear to like, I'm going to be a father, I'm going to take care of you because you see how your daddy treats you, so you might as well go ahead and let me be a father. But I need something. There's a but and there's a asterisk with this contract I'm going to do with you. And as a child, I gave in because I craved the attention, the affection, the love, the everything I was getting as a son through him. So I just said, okay, like, fine, whatever you want. And I gave in to that. So that's how I ended up being in the homosexual lifestyle.
And I've heard a lot about that. A lot of people
Mhm.
have. going into that lifestyle, even as a lesbian, because they were raped by a mom or dad or uncle or somebody in the family, and it creates
Yes,
trauma. It's trauma. It's trauma, and then
it's
it
very
creates,
much
you know,
so.
an identity crisis. I can't even fathom what it would be like if my dad came at night and started molesting me, or my mom came, and started molesting me. It would tear me up. It would destroy me because the
Yes,
person that has birthed you, the person that has raising you, the person that's feeding you every day is now manipulating you and controlling you.
yes,
And you got to depend on them for food and clothing and the livelihood. And the same person I'm depending on for livelihood is taking advantage of me. Did that make you
it's,
depressed? Did it make you
it's
suicidal?
sickening. From what I can remember at that time, uh, I got sad after they left, if that makes sense. When they left, I felt like my whole world was over because I was getting that attention as a son to a father.
Oh,
And when that happened, I looked for the next person like that person. I looked for that face and that attitude just like that person. And I went through many different guys over and over to the point of it was like a high. I've never done drugs, I've never gotten high, but it was like a high that I was looking for. I was chasing after that person over and over and over again. And I found that a lot of them were just as damaged, if not worse than me, and they were looking for similar or same thing. And I just spiraled out of control. I didn't even care anymore. It was whatever. I'm just in it. It is what it is. I'm just gonna enjoy the sex. I'm gonna enjoy the fun and just be gay and do everything that gay people do.
but when it
So
initially happened, it wasn't fun.
no, not at all. It was never fun.
So when did it start becoming fun to you? Like when you got older?
I'm gonna say it started becoming fun. Really, honestly, close to high school, middle to high school. Going into high school, it started becoming fun because of the attention you got. Because, like I said, I would go steal clothes almost every day, or if not every week.
Okay.
So I'm always wanting something new and different. The attention you were getting from the guys and from the girls, and just enjoying the lifestyle of it is what it is. I settled in my mind that this is what it's going to be. I didn't go out to clubs. I didn't go out to a club until I was in college, a gay club, because I always went to strip clubs. So it was fun because I settled. I said, okay, this is the way I'm supposed to live. This is the way my life is supposed to be. I'm just gonna do what I do.
Mhm.
So I enjoyed being gay, but I still was a masculine gay man. It wasn't like you can try me like that. But
Yeah,
I enjoyed being in a lifestyle, and nobody can tell me anything. Because let's keep it real, gay people are some of the funniest people you ever want to be around.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And they're so creative, they're talented, they're gifted, cooking, fashion, just some of the craziest things. And you just become so accustomed to it because you're in a world that you create that nobody else can get in because you don't understand what it's like being like that. So we have to create our fun. And a lot of the fun was created through pageants, uh, competitions, the gay ballroom scene, you name it. The dancing, the voguing, the fashion, it's a lot. You stay in that world because you're already set in your mind that this is it. And anybody else outside of it that was straight, either you like it or you don't. You
Yeah.
either accept me or you don't. And we
Yeah.
move on.
And wow, wow. And you said something that is very prevalent today. Most masculine men are insecure around a gay man because it's not used to it. And so, and like you said, even in the beginning, the church, yes, we still have to preach holiness and all those type of things and righteous living, but there is still that boundary, that limit, and so forth in everything we do. Um,
Yes.
and I've seen it in the church. I've seen pastors and know of pastors and leaders that have molested people. So people have been scarred either way. There's not one group only doing this. You got uncles and aunties and preachers and bishops Even though look at the Roman Catholic, they
No,
all into it. So, anybody
disgusting.
can be scarred. Um, and so you was having fun. You was you was having a food. Doing your thing, enjoying life.
Yeah,
What was
yes.
that turning point for you? When and where and why?
To leave the lifestyle.
Well, you have to leave that lifestyle. Yeah,
Well, let me go back.
yeah,
Okay, before I transitioned out of the homosexual lifestyle, um, I used to be severely depressed, stressed out, and sad because it's like you would wake up some days going, "Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this really who I'm supposed to be with?" And my mind will always go back to yes, because this is all I knew since I was 7 or 9 years old.
mm,
This is all I've ever seen. This is all I've ever been exposed to. I had no desires to be with a female at all. Though I love the beauty of a woman, the figure, the everything, shape, sizes, and colors. I just didn't have a desire because I believed that masculinity in me was snuffed out or killed. If
mm,
that makes sense. And God had to restore my masculinity because my most the people that I admired the most were women. My mother, so did I have feminine ways? I did to a certain extent. My aunts, my female cousins, my female friends. So I always admired them. So I may pick those things up. But it got to a point that I just kept going to say, I'm going to find that right one, find that right one, find that right one. And there's no such thing as finding the right one. It's finding the one God has right for you. And I would actually pray to God to bring people in my life. And it's like, he would show me things, but it wasn't like, no, I don't approve this lifestyle, but I'm going to bring these people in your life for a purpose. You're going to see what it is.
mm-hmm,
So I want to make sure I stress that on here. He does not approve homosexuality. He
yeah,
loves the person.
yeah,
Um, just like everything else, he don't approve that sin.
yeah,
But when it got to the point of me transitioning out of the lifestyle, I always tell people this anytime somebody asks me, I didn't want to leave because I was comfortable. I
mm,
was used to it. I enjoyed it.
yeah,
And when the decision was made, not of my own accord, God made the decision for me because He said, I have a purpose. I'm calling you out of this lifestyle because of what I plan on doing with your life. And I need you to obey me. And it's time for you to let that go. And it wasn't right away, Dr. Thurston. It was not right away. It took some time.
How long?
How do you go from going from gay to straight
Yeah,
when all these years of layers and thoughts and trauma has been placed upon my life? What happens? God is so gentle that
yeah,
He's going to peel it
I like that.
at His discretion. He's going to gracefully break you. He's going to pull it out of you over His time and His way. And some people think you can get on an altar. Now, again, let me say this: it happens differently for different people.
Yeah,
I've heard,
yeah,
but for me, it had to happen over time. And He was gracefully taking it out of me, moving it away. And when I got to the point that when I did not want to leave, everything shut down around me. And then He was bringing me back to Palm Beach County. And I'm positioning you here because I can't keep you down there, but I was still going back and forth to Miami. That was, I call it the consuming beast.
yeah,
Back and forth between Miami and Fort Lauderdale, balls, this, that, and da 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 da. And He had to get me and sit me down here, even when I was going through all of that. And He told me I had to let it go. I had to break up with the last person I was with.
yeah,
I had to leave them alone, but you're still giving me prophetic words for them.
yeah,
It was, and then after all of that, though I left being with someone, I was still in the ballroom scene, still doing what I could do down there, being the father of the House of Milan in Miami. And God got to the point of the devil is laughing at me, and you need to step down. He was still gentle, though I had the feelings, I had the emotions, I had the desires within me to still want to be with someone. I had to make a conscious decision of he doesn't want that, and I don't know what could happen if I indulge. Well, as a matter of fact, I did try to indulge one more time, and it's in the book that I heard the Holy Spirit say, "Didn't I say you're done? You're done." And the guy that I was with at the time, he was like, "What's wrong?" I said, I can't even explain it, but I can't do this anymore.
Wow. Holy Spirit.
He was serious. That's why anybody that say they don't hear the Holy Spirit, you are lying. You just don't want to hear him. And you don't want the truth. You want to keep doing what you're doing. He said, give your free will. But then that part, and then here's the ballroom scene. He said, I need you to step down. The devil's laughing at me. He said, the devil's like, yeah, he might not be dating anymore, but I still have to go to the balls. So when I stepped down, it was more of a transition, and God told me He had to put me through a test financially and other tests that I had to go through, and it was not easy for Him to purge. It was not easy for me, but the purging was His purpose. So I want to say around 2010 or 11 when it started, that He really was really doing His work.
So you said something, sometimes in the church and just in general, we think God just like you said God is gentle. And I think I want to stress that God don't change us. Everybody's process is the same. It's not the same, but at the same time, even if you are saved, even if you are born again, it doesn't matter. There are things about all of us, God has to pull something out. God, you said layer. We all have some layer of something that we're dealing with. It may not be homosexuality, it may not be lesbianism, it may be anger, it may be bitterness, it may be unforgiveness that God has to pull away. And you said it took you years to get to this place even now. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Uh, and it's so stressful, and it's so stressful, and it needs to be stressed that God is a God of gentleness. Like you said, He loves the sinner, but He hates the sin. Um, I think that's
Right.
pretty powerful. I think and I think the way that you said it, and the way that God dealt with you, is how He's going to do it for other people as well. Because sometimes people can feel like if it's not all going at once, or if I'm not a certain way, the way I think I should be, then I might as well give up and quit. And so the enemy can use that on people to say, "Hey, I'm gonna renege. I'm gonna just go on back completely since everything ain't gone." You know, I think that's very powerful. That's extremely encouraging. Uh, and wow, wow, wow. So I met your fiance, and we talked on the phone, and so as you were transitioning, how did you meet your fiance?
Well, I actually met her during the time I was the father of the house in Milan and in Miami, and that was in the early 2000s. When I came home in 2000, and then we started up in 2000, and I think two, to start a house down here. And for those that don't know, if you look at the show Legendary on HBO Max or Pose, I forgot where Pose was playing, but that gives you a representation of what the ballroom scene looked like. And one of her cousins ended up joining my house, and he walked face. He was very attractive, green eyes, dreads, freckles. He was a pretty boy. And she was always with him. And I had no interest. I wasn't attracted to a woman. I just thought she was really pretty.
Yeah,
And I would call her my wife back then. And it was like, as a joke, like, oh, she's my wife. She can come with me. Because I always love beautiful women around me.
yeah, yeah.
And we just hung out as friends. We see each other high and by, and that was it. Now, fast forward to 2017, 18, God brought her up here from Miami, and we still friends. I'm out of the lifestyle, but we just hung out. I would like take her to work, or we would go work out together, church, go to eat. But it was friends. And then in 2019, we went on a 12-hour drive fast, praying, talking to God, praying, and He had spoke to me and told me that she was my wife. And I was like, huh? What? I was like, I'm hearing things. That is not true. That's not true. He said, no, that's your wife next to you. just as clear as I'm talking to you. I said, what? And I told her, and she was like, yeah, he had already told me, but I told God, I said, I'm not telling him. You're going to have to tell him. And then that's how we ended up becoming a couple.
That's amazing. That is amazing. That's amazing, man. Congratulations again. When's the wedding?
Thank you.
We all get married.
We haven't set a date yet, but it's going to be this year.
Okay. Okay.
It's going to be this year.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I see you doing some tremendous things. God has brought you out of that lifestyle, but He's doing it more than what He's already done. You're
He sure
acting,
is. I give him praise right now.
you're acting, uh,
Mhm.
you're doing skits, you get your own business. What's this you got in front of CBD?
This is our brand. We do have a few items we don't have here right now. I'll talk about that later. But we have CBD and THC certified, all natural, organic products. They're really good for your health. CBD is for your health, and it's not to get you high. It helps out with people that is dealing with different types of ailments in their bodies, like cancer. I've even read studies for HIV and AIDS, different things. We have here the salve, which is the external that you can place, and it's so concentrated. You only need a little amount, and you can put it on your joints, aches, and pains. And then we have here, these are the tablets you can take, which is like a supplement, and it helps. It's very calming. It relaxes you. It helps you be in a calm state. It really calms you down, but it also has many benefits as far as health wise. I can go over them. It helps with a lot of women over 40s with their libido, low menopause, the administration, migraines. It is antipsychotic. It is anti-inflammation. It is so many antis attached to it that you really should do your research on it. It helps with children. We also have it for pets as well, the oil as well as the chews, because dogs and humans, dogs deal with anxiety a lot. A lot of people don't know it. A lot of them deal with anxiety. They're stressed, the noises, different things can cause them to be in that place as well as human beings. So we have an oil for them and a chew. We have an oil for humans. You can put it in your coffees, your teas, your drinks. You can put it in, you can ingest it within yourself. And then we have a CBD bath bomb that you can take. It helps to really put you in a calm state. But if you Google what are the many benefits of CBD and THC, it's going to be a laundry list of how many benefits it will help you with. And we're currently running a 40% sale off right now for spring. So if anybody wants to get it, they can go on www.smithorganic smithorganics.life and you can purchase and we will ship it to you. You want to order it in your local, we can bring it to you with a small fee, but we will bring it to you. But it's 40% off right now. And we're going to be replenishing our strawberry lemonade as well as our THC, which we're currently out of stock right now.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then your books, the books.
My books. My books, all three of my books, you can find them. All of them are on Amazon, Audible, paperback, and ebooks. You can find them on Audible, paperback, audio, and ebook. Not only are they available on those outlets, I have my audiobook on over 48 outlets. If you just Google the title, it's going to come up in Google or on iPhone. What is it? Siri, Safari. These titles are going to come up. It's even, I believe, on Apple and also on Spotify as well. So you can order it off of there. And on Barnes and Noble, I'm working to get them in stores in Barnes and Noble and Walmart as soon as they clear up this situation. From what they're telling me, someone else has claimed my books and they're selling them on Walmart. So I'm yeah, I'm gonna end up suing them. I was like, what? She's like, yes, and they're doing well with it. So whoever it is, I'm gonna put a lawsuit against them. But they can find them on all those outlets. And if they want to order personal copies, they can contact me through the link tree on here. I believe my phone number's on there or my email, and then I would give them a signed copy and I would ship it to them. Which the shipping plus the price of the books, I'd have to calculate the shipping depending on where it's going in the country. but it's all over the United States, all over the world. My books are available.
And for the people that don't know, what is the name of the book again so they can know?
Sure. The first book is called, I'm gonna put it right in my face. It's called The Lifestyle of a Gay Hustler in a Straight World, Volume 1, The Beginning. And the second one is The Lifestyle of a Gay Hustler in a Straight World, Volume 2, The Intentional Evolution. And then the third book is called Homosexuality to Holiness. It's God's Turn. These are the three books. And they are all titles given to me by the Holy Spirit. I didn't know what to call them. I didn't know what to write because I had so much in my head and in my life. My books probably would have been thicker than an encyclopedia. Well, the first original one was this thick. But he had me to read that and clean it up. And my fiance actually edited all three of my books.
Please, everybody, purchase the book, support his business, what he's doing, and you're also into fashion, and you do shows and you host. Guys, he's a wonderful host into fashion. What do you do in fashion? You design
fashion? I'm a fashion producer and director. I put shows together. That means I could do the entire show. I would hire people out to do front of house, back of house, and whatnot. I also host fashion shows. I'm looking to do TV shows and more in Jesus' name. I also am working on my own line. So prayerfully it'll be out by June because there's a show coming up called the NFT Fashion Showcase in Delray Beach. So I'm going to see the information. Hopefully you'll be able to attend. And working on my own line. I do have my own line, my own shoe out as well. It's called the Dapper Prophet. It is available. It's very colorful. As far as like fashion, I do a lot of with closet checks. I can revamp your closet, rework your looks in your closet, personal styling. And again, I have fashion ideas as far as shows and ideas. I'm just waiting on the right time, which I believe is now for them to get out there. So that's what I do as a whole in fashion right now. And I also will be teaching a class. I've taught it before, teaching women on how to dress, teaching men on how to dress and how to properly dress, how to wear the proper fragrances, perfumes, the proper body garments, undergarments, deodorants, teaching them what looks well with what from certain type of collared shirts and just different breakdowns, what works well for your body, colors, color palettes. It's a lot, patterns, fits, seams, all of that. And a lot of that, I didn't go to school for it. I learned through working at high-end stores and being in the world of fashion around other people, just being very observant.
Yeah. Wow. That's phenomenal. And God is doing great work in you. You're doing a great work.
Thank you, brother.
Words to a person that's where you used to be.
Sure. The best thing I can say is if anybody is looking to get out, I don't think that they can get out. The God is a deliverer. He's a redeemer and he loves you. And God really wants to use your story for his glory. I know that sounds so cliche-ish, but he really does want to use your story for his glory. He desires for you to live with him forever. And God also wants you to get you to the place of forgiving the person or persons that have put you in that place of hurt and pain in the lifestyle that you're living. God will bring you out. And my only choice is for you to call on Jesus Christ and ask him to save you, deliver you, set you free, and accept him and ask him to live in your heart and let him clean you up. No man, no woman, no church, no preacher, no oil is going to do that. It's going to take the hand of God to really bring you out because he wants to bring you out. And my thing is just surrender. Don't fight it. Because when it's his time, it's his time. And he's calling many even now.
That's beautiful, man. Well, y'all.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I got to trust God, obey him. And if someone wants to reach out to me to be brought out of it, to be delivered and set free, it ain't me. It's just putting this on me to say it. Then you can contact me and we could pray through it. We can talk through it. And God said, you have the spirit of Moses to deliver, bring those people out. And he said, use your rod. Okay, God, then show me where, and I'll do what you tell me to do. So I am available for that.
Amen. Amen. Powerful, brother. Powerful. I love it. I love it. That was
Amen.
beautiful, man. To God be all the glory. Well, y'all, this is
God
our
bless.
first segment of Real Talk in 2023. Please get in contact with Stephen, Prophet Stephen, the Dapper Prophet. Purchase his products, purchase his books, book him for an event if you need him, his expertise. This is Real Talk with Real People with Dr. T. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Y'all share this broadcast. Somebody needs it. God loves you. I love you. Y'all be blessed.
Y'all be blessed. God bless you.